Our plan is to continuously be looking at the policies and laws at all times to ensure they're relevant to the nation. We've in the past had a housing policy that just sat on the shelf but was not being implemented. And when we looked at it, it was because it didn't reflect the needs and the values of the community.
Well, the code of conduct is important because it sets the ethical tone for the organization, and it's for everyone to follow.
Under the Financial Administration Law, Chiacton has a Finance and Audit Committee, and this committee is used to review budgets, audits, do a lot of the financial footwork that Council has to approve. This is helpful because, like any elected official, doesn't necessarily mean that they're financial experts or have the time to review documents that are important for Chiacton's well-being when it comes to finances.
Managing your information technology is an important part of business because you at least want to meet the same provincial or federal standards for security of private information. And when we upgraded our network server last year, we ensured that process, that the data was secure. But we also looked beyond that and looked at ways of backing up our data off-site. So in the event of an emergency or a natural disaster, we could start business the next day.
Even though we outsource our IT management, it's still important to have a policy in place so that we can set the parameters for which that company needs to operate and protect our information.
Integrated planning is my favorite part of this job because it involves a lot of collaboration amongst the departments for risk planning, looking ahead, seeing if you need to set aside money for something, multi-year forecasting to see the financial health of your organization in 5 years, budgeting, those are tools that are valuable for department directors to see if they're on track, and strategic planning, of course, for a chief and council so we can implement their overall vision.
Planning is extremely important within the Opaskwayak Cree Nation. We actually have a monthly community meeting that we rotate throughout our community from the hotel to community halls to ensure that those that aren't normally accessible are able to attend those meetings in those particular areas of our community. We actually have transport laid out that brings members to the community meetings as well. We also ensure that we put that on a live feed through Facebook so that people can join in by a computer and watch us as we conduct our business within the Opaskwayak Cree Nation.
Our investment policies help us to ensure we're doing the very best investments for this nation membership, but also it ensures that we're monitoring the investments.
It's very important to have strong human resource practices. When you're hiring somebody, you're looking for the best qualified candidate who's going to bring out the best in the organization, who's going to put their best foot forward for you. And in some unfortunate cases, even in termination, you need to have those HR practices in place so you can avoid costly legal issues.
The importance of having a performance reviews and training system is, I believe, when you initially hire an employee, you do a work plan. So if you do a work plan properly, when you meet with them during the first year or at least at the end of the first year, you can identify if you both met your goals and at the same time maybe identify training that is needed if they didn't meet their goals or identify the areas that they may be able to grow and help an organization better. But when I also look at training plans, I look at how we can tie that job into the strategic plan so they feel that the importance of their job can be tied to that strategic plan.
I personally endorse the work of the Financial Management Board and the work that they do in helping communities get back on their feet or start running with respect to their relationship with others. By establishing the rules, the policies, and implementing them, it makes your community far more accountable, not just to the members, but also to your neighbors. Because in order for your community to survive, what we learned is that we need to start building our capacity. And that's exactly what the FMB does. It builds that capacity so that you can go out and actually work with, partner with off-the-reserve agencies, because you're going to need to do that at some time, but as well to build that level of confidence with your community members.